Please continue to stand and remain standing for the presentation of colors by the New Hanover High School JROTC under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel retired Mark Hafer. After that, we will have the national anthem, Pledge of Allegiance, and a moment of silence. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave?
Let us now have our moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Before we begin, I would like to ask that all visitors and participants please silence your cell phone. Restrooms are through this door to your left. Information regarding pictures and DVDs of graduation will be posted on our website next week. You may also order online for your DVD, and the information will also be mailed with your report card and transcripts next week. Dear friends, families, Dr. Markley, board members, faculty members, everybody, graduates, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I want to welcome you to this special occasion. We thank you for joining us as we celebrate the end of one milestone and mark the beginning of a new one. At this time, I would like to call Julie Kajema, salutatorian for Cohort 4, to come up and present our special guest. As she's coming forward, Ms. Kajema is a member of our National Honor Society. She graduated a few weeks ago from Cape Fear Community College with a college transfer core diploma. She'll be attending UNC Charlotte in the fall.
From New Hanover County Schools, Dr. Rick Holliday, Deputy Superintendent. Please stand when I call your name. Thank you. Dr. LaShawn Smith, Assistant Superintendent of Instruction. Ms. Dawn Brinson, Chief Technology Officer. Ms. Holly Evans. On the stage to my right, your left, Ms. Kate Santoff, Educational Partnership Liaison, Cape Fear Community College. Dr. Amanda Lee, Vice President for Instructional Services, Cape Fear Community College. Ms. Tammy Koval, member of the New Hanover County Board of Education. Mr. Edward B. Higgins, member of the New Hanover County Board of Education. Ms. Jeanette S. Nichols, Vice Chairman, New Hanover County Board of Education. Mr. Donald S. Hayes, Chairman, New Hanover County Board of Education. And Dr. Tim Markley, Superintendent of New Hanover County Schools.
We will now have greetings from Dr. Amanda Lee, Vice President of Instruction at Cape Fear Community College. Dr. Lee has been a major supporter of ours since our inception. Following Dr. Lee will be Mrs. Kate Santoff, who serves as our college liaison. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivy. Good afternoon. I just want to say that we are so very, very proud of each and every one of you sitting on these first two rows. What an amazing day this is, and what an amazing moment for us. And we just hope that this is just one of many, many successes in your life. We are so proud of your hard work. We are so proud to have been a part of this. We are thankful to your family, to your friends for all of their support, because you and I both know you wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for them. And we hope, we pray, that you do not forget what you have learned. We hope that you stay in touch with us. We hope that you come back and you visit us often, you share your accomplishments, you come back and maybe take some more classes with us, or whatever it is that we can do to help you. Know that we're here. They're all rolling their eyes. No more classes. But we do hope that you come back often. And what we want you today is to take these mementos that are getting ready to be presented to you, and we want you to have these things, these tokens, remind you of all of your hard work, all of your time here. We want them to remind you of how fond and how proud and how excited we are for you. And we also want them to remind you of our willingness to help you as you move forward with your next dream. And so on behalf of the faculty and staff at Cape Fear Community College, congratulations to the class of 2014.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have a question. How many of you are happy to be here today? Now wait, I have something for you to do. Raise your hand as high as you can if you are happy to be here in this place where you are today. Now raise it just a little bit higher. Thank you. You have just proven that everyone can stretch more than they think. All of the graduates who are here in these front rows today raised their hands at the beginning of their early college journey 4 or 5 years ago, and they said, I'm going to reach for the top. I am going the distance. I am going to finish my degree or my diploma or my credits, and some, all actually, have done just that. Some are still reaching. All of them are still reaching. But they all know what it means to stretch just a little higher. They know that it takes determination and desire and drive and stamina to stretch oneself just a little bit more. As the college liaison, I have a personal connection to just about everybody here in these front 2 rows. I've known them since they started here, and I've helped them to navigate their college environment and their coursework, and I've gotten to know them through their stretching periods. The positive things that have happened for them, the excitement of new experiences. Sometimes they've had to experience the rubber band effect. I think all of you can understand what I mean. They might have stretched in the wrong direction, catapulted backwards a little bit, snapped, and gotten stung. But like all of us, they've gone through disappointments or perhaps some plain exhaustion. But always they've learned something that has influenced their future. And at the high school and within the college alike, we've seen each of them grow from young, wide-eyed kids into mature and confident young men and women who are sitting here today in the front rows, who can stand up for themselves and they know what they want out of life, at least for now. And while some have received awards and accolades publicly, I'd like to congratulate all of our 43 graduates for their accomplishments. The students sitting here in the front rows have achieved an average total of 50 semester hour credits at the college with a C or better, a cumulative college GPA of 2.8. One of them will go on into the armed forces. 28 are immediately going on to 4-year institutions. And the 23 students that received associate's degrees from Cape Fear Community College a couple of weeks ago have achieved at least 64 college credits with a C or higher, and a competitive cumulative GPA of 3.26. Beyond the academics, however, they've achieved in their part-time and their full-time jobs, in sports, in musical theater. They've taken on great responsibilities in their families as they've grown, and some of them have even trained as volunteer firefighters. Many of them have active and important roles in their churches and their community organizations. Graduates, I speak to you now. You've stretched yourselves, and I urge you to keep doing so in the years to come in this next chapter of your lives. While most of you are going to leave Cape Fear behind, reaching forward as well as upward, I hope you'll take time every once in a while to reach back, to share your experiences and your successes with the others at Cape Fear Community College and at the Wilmington Early College, and to share with one another too. You've stretched just a little bit higher, so the next time that you're asked, where are you from? Tell them, I'm a Wilmington Early College graduate. And ask yourself, when you think you've reached as high as you can you reach just a little bit more? Of course you can. Your experience here has proven that you can. So on behalf of Cape Fear Community College, congratulations on your graduation.
At this time, we will have presentation of awards. Ms. Simone.
This year, we are recognizing our graduating students in the following category: high honors and highest honors. Students who have achieved high honors had an overall high school GPA between 3.5 and 3.79999. These students, when I call your name, please come forward to receive a purple cord. Casey Reed. Megan Burbank. Kalima Karen. Tiffany Carter. Kai Gardner. Nikita Miller. Students who received highest honors achieved an overall high school weighted GPA of 3.8 and higher. These students will receive double cords of purple and gold. Please come forward as I call your names. Julie Kanjema. Zachary Lee. Cody Nichols. Jennifer Wang. Nick Kanjema. No, none of them have. Forrest DeVita. Dylan Gore. Kristen Lawhorn. Destiny Tate. Next, we would like to recognize students who received Cape Fear Community College honors. These are students who graduated from Cape Fear with an associate degree of arts, associate degree of science, or a transfer core diploma in associate of arts or associate of science. If you could please stand when I call your names. Zachary Lee. Jennifer Wang. Julie Kanjema. Tiffany Carter. Nick Kanjema. Forrest DeVita. Dylan Gore. Kristen Lawhorn. And Cody Nichols. Nikita and Kai, if you could please come forward once again. We have your cords. This year, we have 3 students who we would like to recognize. All 3 of them have maintained straight A's throughout their entire high school and Cape Fear Community College career. These students all have a 4.0 unweighted high school average. If you could please come forward when I call your names. Mr. Zachary Lee. Miss Julie Kanjema. Miss Jennifer Wang. This year, we have an unusually large group of students from 2 cohorts graduating. Therefore, we decided to recognize co-salutatorians and co-valedictorians from cohorts 3 and 4. From cohort 4, the salutatorian is Miss Julianne Kanjema. Miss Kanjema has an overall weighted high school GPA of 4.689 and a college GPA Miss Kanjema entered WEX as a freshman and has completed both a high school diploma and a college associate degree of arts within 4 years. Miss Kanjema will be attending UNC Charlotte in the fall. From cohort 3, the salutatorian is a student who entered our doors 5 years ago. He has maintained an AB average each semester and is graduating with an overall 4.312 weighted high school GPA. He has earned an associate in arts degree from Cape Fear Community College this year, graduating with a college GPA of 3.719. While at Cape Fear, he was inducted into the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. He will be attending UNC Wilmington in the fall. Mr. Dylan Gore, please come forward. The valedictorian from cohort 4 is a very talented singer and actor. He is a member of the National Honor Society and Phi Theta Kappa. He is graduating with a 4.7422 weighted high school GPA. He earned an Associate of Arts degree from Cape Fear Community College this year, graduating with a 4.0, and will be attending UNC Chapel Hill in the fall. The co-valedictorian is Mr. Zachary Lee. Mr. Lee, come forward. Do you want him to stay up here and do his speech? Do you want him to stay up here and do his speech, or you want me to reintroduce them? Okay. The valedictorian representing cohort 3 has been with us for 5 years. This student has distinguished himself academically at both WEX and at Cape Fear Community College, earning an overall weighted high school GPA of 4.410 and a college GPA of 3.836. He earned an Associate of Science degree and will be attending North Carolina State University in the fall. The co-valedictorian for cohort 3 is Mr. Forrest DeVita. The first valedictory address will be given by Mr. Zach Lee. He will be followed by Mr. Forrest DeVita. Zach, if you could come forward, please.
Good afternoon. I'd like to begin with a quote. Comedian and voice artist Phyllis Diller once stated, "We spend the first 12 months of our children's lives teaching them to walk and talk, and the next 12 years telling them to sit down and shut up." Spending the last 4 years in an early college program has provided me and many of my fellow classmates with rewarding experiences. But I do believe Diller was onto something with her statement. I've discovered through my schooling that education tends to be less about learning academic material and more about patience, tolerance, and self-reliance. Too often, the great experiences are overshadowed by trivial and tedious processes. I've had some incredible teachers and classes. Through FBLA, Miss Rich has become somewhat of a mother figure to many of us. We will always enjoy her aardvark noises. And our principal, Miss Moraine, has been there for me every step of the way. WEX has been a great opportunity, but I think many parents and other adults have a limited understanding of the struggles and sacrifices involved with obtaining 2 free years of college in high school. I made it this far through hard work. I am proud of my accomplishments, and I am sure that my fellow classmates are proud of theirs. However, none of us got here because we're just super smart, and it hasn't been easy. Saying those things undermine our accomplishments, how we succeeded in completing 4 rigorous and frustrating years of work. And we had several individuals who completed their time here with perfect averages. So I would like to thank Julie Kanjima and Jennifer Wang for providing me with some tough competition. There are several others who I would like to thank as well. Firstly, I would like to thank my family, Mama, Thomas, Ella, Sterling, and Mima, for supporting me throughout my interesting educational experience. Secondly, I would like to thank my peers. I have had several true friends during my time at WEX, but I would mainly like to thank the people who have turned their backs on me or were just awful in general, because I firmly believe that the greatest growth in life stems from our adversities. And in the words of Gretchen Wieners, I'm sorry that people are so jealous of me, but I can't help it that I'm popular. I would also like to thank the teachers and staff at WEX. As I said, Miss Rich, you have been an amazing teacher and advisor. And Miss Moraine, I don't know how I could have succeeded without your help. Miss Simone, thank you for helping me through my interesting struggles in applying to college. And also, I was once told by a teacher that I was too big for my own britches, but I guess that turned out all right. Lastly, I am thankful to God because I have had a number of painful experiences over the last few years in which I felt extremely down and alone, but He has always been there for me. In conclusion, if education is going to see improvements, we need educators who are passionate about what they do and a curriculum that fosters excitement in students so people can succeed regardless of their willingness to put up with trivial tasks. Secondly, I am thankful to all those who aided me in my educational pursuits. And finally, as advice to my fellow classmates, understand that nothing in life comes without a price. I encourage you to follow your aspirations, but remember to be realistic and give your full effort to whatever you decide to do. With hard work, you can accomplish great things. The limit does not exist. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I would like to start off by saying thank you to our families, friends, and of course, the faculty for being here on this special occasion. It feels like only yesterday that I was sitting in my middle school cafeteria listening to Miss Moraine talk about this special school called Wilmington Early College. one that would allow us to graduate 6 years, or complete 6 years of schooling in only a 4-year period. Now, as many of us found out, for the majority of students, that was actually a 5-year period. There are 2 reasons that someone would apply for the Wilmington Early College program. 1, their parents forced them to be here, as was the case for a select few. Or 2, they saw it for the unique opportunity it was and wanted to take full advantage of that fact. The method by which we arrived here does not truly matter. What matters is the unique experience that we all shared. When we arrived at Wilmington Early College High School, many of us were unprepared for what was to come. The classes were more difficult than any we had taken in the past, and our course loads were that of a full-time college student. Luckily, we were surrounded by a caring and dedicated staff that worked relentlessly to help us succeed. I would like to recognize one very special individual who had the greatest impact on my education and life as a student. Not only was she my teacher, but I consider her a dear friend. Ever since that day, when she cried while giving our class one of her speeches, my entire life as a student was changed forever. I remember thinking, if someone else can care that much about my education, why shouldn't I? I guess sometimes it takes that kind of devotion to reach someone who really needs it. Thank you, Miss Rich, for all you continue to do for me. Martial artist and superstar Bruce Lee once said, "If you always put limits on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond them." I believe we have done just that. As the semesters passed, we became acclimated to the endless amounts of homework, projects, and tests that tried our limits. We made it through Mrs. Jones' class, senior project, and the nonsensical drama that comes along with going to a smaller school. Through everything we've experienced at WEX, our successes and our failures, we have been prepared for anything that college can throw at us. We have grown from middle schoolers with no sense of direction to young adults with new knowledge embedded into our minds, ready to begin new chapters in our lives. It has been a long road, certainly one less traveled, but our endeavors have paid off. Class of 2014, congratulations, we did it. Good luck, and God bless.
Makes you want to cry. I'm not crying today. I know Ms. Rich is crying. At this time, we will have a performance by Mr. Zach Lee and Mr. Jamiroquai David, members of the class of 2014.
have often dreamed of a far-off place where a great warm welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I will find my way. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. If I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. I will beat the odds. I can go the distance. I will face the world, fearless, proud, and strong. Will please my God. I can go the distance till I find my hero's welcome right where I belong.
Good afternoon. Dr. Markley, Mr. Hayes, parents, guests, and graduates. This is a day that we look forward to when we begin kindergarten, in some cases, preschool. To the graduates, this is a day for which you have worked hard, persevered over the past 4 or 5 years. We have watched you grow into young men and young women, ready to move forward and upward and to do great things. All of you have earned college credit. Many of you have earned either a college transfer diploma, associate's degree, or a certificate, and some of you will actually complete that by December. You've been accepted to Meredith College, North Carolina A&T, UNC Greensboro, North Carolina State, UNC Pembroke, UNC Wilmington, and UNC Chapel Hill, UNC Charlotte, and I can go on and on and on. Some of you will come back to Cape Fear and finish your degree or add on to what you already have. Some of you will go into the military this year, some will go in January. Many of you, all of you, have made great achievements in your own right because you defined what success was for you. It wasn't what we thought, but what you thought was success. In a word, you all just rock. You have proven that doing high school and college work can be done successfully by, as your classmates have said, it is hard work. Some of you have experienced personal tragedy, homelessness, and other tribulations, but you've persevered. You did not give up. You've gained an array of skills that will allow you to continue on this journey we call life and be successful according to your own standards. It is my fervent hope that you remember that learning does not end after high school or even college graduation. You will find that in this life, you will learn something new each day that you did not know the day before. While at Wilmington Early College, you have obtained more than an academic education. You have obtained life lessons. You've given back to your community. You've been open to and accepting of others who are different from you, and you learned to be a team player. You were required to do community service, and you surpassed our expectations. You learned that the least of us is the greatest of us. To the parents, thank you, and thank you. We thank you for the trust you placed in us. We thank you for the opportunity you gave us to work with your student and to be a part of their lives. Remember, graduates, the 4 keys to success: commitment, action, persistence, and compassion. These 4 attributes will keep you going no matter what challenges you face in life. Graduates, remember that today closes the door to high school, but opens the door to the future. It is yours for the taking, hard work and all. Mr. Hayes, the students seated before you have met all the requirements as established by the state of North Carolina and the New Hanover County Board of Education, and are therefore eligible to receive their diplomas. I present to you for your remarks and acceptance the Wilmington Early College High School graduating class of 2014.
Well, good day. On behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to welcome everyone here today. Also to extend my congratulations to the graduates and your families. And really, I've just been sitting here listening. You're 2 valedictorians, super job. This class seems to just have a special feel to it. You're just super impressive, and I know your parents and all of us here are very proud of you. Just wanted to say that I really enjoyed your comments. Hopefully you'll enjoy mine. I don't think they'll maybe be as popular as yours, but we are proud of you. Just wanted to speak a moment or two on the word decision. That, you made the decision to be here today, really. You made the decision to graduate, and I think you understand that your life has been and will continue to be one decision after another. You build on these decisions. Now, being a former history teacher, I like to throw in a few historical figures, so I'll start with Napoleon Bonaparte. Now, Napoleon said that, excuse me, nothing is more difficult and therefore more precious than the ability to decide, to make a decision. It's your life, and you have to make these decisions. And you also have to be willing to accept the consequences, because we all learn. Sometimes we don't make really good decisions, but the way I grew up was my mama told me that stove was hot. How many of you ever heard that? Did you really believe it? No, you've got to touch it. I didn't have to touch it but one time. Some people have to touch it more than once, unfortunately. So you get to decide, and where do you go from here? As was mentioned earlier, higher education, the workforce. Some of you are going in the military. And for just a moment, I'd like to take a moment of privilege as chairman of the school board and also as a proud Vietnam veteran. I understand we have one young lady that is entering the Air Force and others that might have the military in the future. Like the young lady that joined the Air Force, would you please stand? See, now you'll learn in the military, I asked you to stand. I didn't tell you to sit down. You need to stand back up. Now, see, you're learning real good. You're going to do well in the Air Force. At this time, I would also like to recognize we've got a young lady that's going to have the honor to serve. I'd like to see all of our veterans that have served, if you would please stand, and any active duty military, if you would please stand. Thank you very much. See, now I asked these veterans and the active, they stood up. They didn't even think about sitting down. So you're learning very quickly. Thank you. Because really, honestly, if you think about it, when we look at our history and so forth, if you didn't have people willing to serve, those that have served, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be here having this program. So we appreciate it, and our country appreciates it. So you get to make all of these decisions. You get to decide what happens from here on out. And I'll quote another famous American that I like his writings, Thomas Wolfe. And he said, "You can't go home again." Now, think about that. You really can't. And the older you get, the more you will understand what I'm saying, what that phrase actually means. You can't go home again. If you get up and leave right now and come back in here, I don't think all of you would make it back in here. And it's the same way as home. You really can't go home again. So in closing, I would like to quote one of my favorite authors, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Theodore Seuss Geisel. And I believe these words will be very appropriate for this occasion. In case you're wondering, I bet you didn't think you were going to hear from Dr. Seuss today, did you? Well, here's one of my favorites that I'd like to share with you, and I think it certainly applies to our graduates today. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. The last book that Dr. Seuss wrote was entitled, "Oh, the Places You'll Go." He ends the book with these words, "You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So, does anybody know the final words? So, get on your way. Good luck on your journey, and may God bless you." Now for the words that you, and I imagine your parents, have been waiting to hear for a long time. By the power vested to me by the state of North Carolina and New Hanover County, and upon certification that these students have met the graduation requirements as outlined by the state of North Carolina, I deem that these students are eligible for graduation. Ms. Moraine, will you please prepare your students to receive their diplomas, and once again, congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be respectful as the names of the graduates are called. Forrest Staber DeVita. Dylan Matthew Gore. Zachary Matthew Lee. Julianne Grace Kanjema. Kalima T. Karen. Nadia Jacinta Aline. Jonathan Wayne Joshua Bishop. Kiera Bloodworth Ross. Karima Iona Bradley. Megan Lee Burbank. Jeffrey Thomas Kaysen. Tiffany Ann Carter. Nicholas Luke Kanjema. Jamariquan Jacobs David. Nisa Korea Elamine. Jordan Nicholas Foss. Alexis Danielle Freeman. Kai Dexter Jack Gardner. Caleb, hold that thought. Caleb Brandon Gilmore. Zanetta Granger. Justin Tyler Greenhall. Sydney Brianna Henson. I didn't change my order. Samantha Marie Lashley. Kristen Marie Lawhorn. Kelsey Elizabeth Major. Nikita Shantae Miller. Cody Burton Nichols. Kristen Marie Price. Casey Amber Rose Reed. Megan Danielle Bramlett Reed. Sarah Ann Reiner. Terrell Tyveek Richardson. Shania Dawn Tabor. Destiny Willie Mae Tate. Taryn Caree Thorpe. Cal Palmer Ullman. Rebecca Danielle Underwood. Jennifer Wang. And Justin Tyler Greenhall.
As the graduates are coming back to their seats, I'll ask our salutatorian from Cohort 3, Mr. Dylan Gore, to come forward to give the farewell address.
Congratulations. When they first told me that I had to give a speech, my answer was, "Say what?" I thought I had escaped that, but oh well. My, how the years have flown by. My time here at WEX, I've seen the school move from one building to another. I've seen faculty and staff come and go. I've even seen Miss Rich's dance skills. Nobody does the stinky leg like her. Love you, Miss Rich. Anyway, there have been good times, and there have been times where I just wanted to scream and pull all my hair out. If it weren't for the fear of going bald, I probably would have done that. I'm sure my fellow graduates have had similar moments. If I had to sum up my experience here at Wilmington Early College High School, I would have to say that it was a blessing, and I thank God for it. And it is my hope and prayer that this school continues to be a blessing for future generations to come. On behalf of my fellow graduates and myself, I would like to thank the faculty and staff of Wilmington Early College High School for the amount of time they have invested in us during our attendance and for guiding us through this chapter in our lives. So now that we have reached the end of this chapter, to start a new one, the only thing that is left to say is so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, and to say hello to the future that lies ahead of us. Thank you.
At this time, we have a farewell song by Ms. Caitlin Womble and Ms. Marissa Foy. Please come forward, ladies.
Back on times we had, I hope you smile and know that through the good, through the bad, I was on your side when nobody could hold us down. We claimed the bright star, we came so far, know they won't forget. Whenever you remember times, remember how we held our heads so high when all this world was there for us. We believed that we could touch the sky. Whenever you remember, I'll be there. Remember how we reached that dream together. Whenever you remember, when you think back on all we've done, I hope you're proud when you
Thank you, Caitlin, Marissa. They were our freshman students this year who came in this year, so great job, ladies. Let's give them another round of applause. So at this time, I want to ask the graduates to stand. Graduates, it is customary. Graduates, it is customary as a symbol of your having earned your diploma to turn your tassel from right to left. At this time, please turn your tassel from right to left. Congratulations, you are truly on your new journey. We wish you well and hope that you succeed on your terms. Be safe as you travel away from home. Not only do great things, but be great. Thank you for helping to make this a momentous occasion. We ask that all parents and guests wait until graduates, faculty, and graduation participants recess before leaving. Thank you and good afternoon.